Hey everybody, my name is Siobhan and welcome back to SoSoWNBA. Today what we'll be talking about is the preseason expectations that I have for each and every team. I'll tell y'all what they did last year, where they left off in the playoffs or whatever, and what I think they're going to do this year. Okay, so we'll start with the Aces. The Aces had a 26-10 record in the regular season last year. They went on to win the championships over the Sun. And this year, I believe it'll be the same. I think they'll go back to the championship fairly easy. While there is more parity in the league, I just feel like their chemistry is already worked in. They already know each other. The pieces that they added are veteran pieces that don't want to do as much as they had to do in their previous years of playing or whatever. So I feel like the Aces should win the championship again, honestly. Number 2, we have the Sky. They also had a 26-10 regular season record. They went out in the semifinals, I want to say 2-3 to the Sun. And they lost a lot of players. I want to say they only have 3 players that returned to this year's team. So for me, my expectation is that they develop and try to make the playoffs because they still have Khalil Copper. I mean, they got Marina Mabry. They have some good players. So I feel like they can make the playoffs, but because of all of the people leaving and everybody having to mesh, I don't know if they will. But I mean, they did get some good players, like even Elizabeth Williams, she came. All right, number 3, we have the Connecticut Sun. Last year they went 25-11 in the regular season, and they went all the way to the finals. They lost to the Aces, of course. They won 1 game and lost the other 3. So this is just me. Even though Jonquel Jones, she left or whatever, and some other people left, they still have their core. So I would say that they can be the dark horse. There's one other team that can be that as well, but I feel like they should go for it. They should try to go all the way and make it back and actually try to win. They do remind me of South Carolina, so they always pounding it in the post, and they get what they want, but I just feel like they need to shoot it a little better. But I feel like they should go for it, try to win it all, because why not? And they have the people to do it. All right, number 4, we have the Storm. Last year, they went 22-14, and they end up losing in the semifinals to the Aces. They won 1, lost 3. And they lost a lot of key players, like Sue Bird went on to retire, Breonna Stewart went on to the Liberty. And they don't have a lot of people, returning. So I feel like they should just try to get the best out of the season. I do not believe that they will make the playoff, but I definitely feel like they should try. You never know what'll work and what won't, so it won't hurt to try, but definitely a lot of development needs to be going on so that they can be better going forward. All right, number 5, we have the Mystics. They also went 22-14 last season, and they were swept by the Storms in the first round. And honestly, like I said about Connecticut, I feel like they should go for it all. Why not? Elena Deladon is back and she's better. They picked up Brittany Sykes, and I feel like that should be a good energizing boost. She's a force on defense. She can score. And I feel like their core has been together for long enough to try to make another push. They won a championship a couple of years ago, so I feel like that could be the second dark horse of the WNBA this year that could potentially try to win it all. So I feel like they should go for it as well. Number 6, we have the Dallas Wings. They went 18-18 last season, only to be bounced in the first round, I want to say, to the Sun. They won 1 game, lost 2. And this year, I believe that they should also develop, but also try to make a deeper round in the playoffs. They have been making the playoffs for a couple of years now. They have veteran players. They are no longer rookies. And I know they have a couple of injuries. Diamond DeShield is out with an injury. Isabel Harrison. And yeah, I just feel like this year is their year to push to make a deeper run in the playoffs. If not, I don't feel like they should blow it up, but they definitely need more pieces and take better shots. But that's a whole different video. So, hey. All right, number 7, we have the Liberty. The Liberty went 16-20 last year, and they were bounced in the first round. They won 1 game and lost 2 games to the Sky. And this year is crazy. It's very much so crazy. They are a super team. They have picked up Breonna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. They have a bench. Last year, at the end of the season, they begin to gel. They still have Sabrina Ionescu, Maureen Johannes, Banaja Laney. Oh, and my favorite, Han Shu, forgot about her. They have a loaded team. I feel like the Liberty should not only make the playoffs, but I feel like they should be right there in the championship by the end of the season. Chemistry and working together in the beginning of the season, it might be a little rough, but to end the season, they should definitely be in one of the top tier teams fighting for the championship. Number 8, we have the Mercury. Last year, the Mercury had a very tumultuous season with the whole Brittany Griner situation and, you know, their team not being what they wanted it to be because they didn't have everybody. So they end up going 15-21. They were bounced in the first round by the Aces. They swept them 0-2. And this year, I feel like they should get the team chemistry, build the energy, all of that, because they do have a lot of great players. Last year, they were able to develop some of the players that probably wouldn't have got the development that they would have wanted to if everybody was there. So I think Scholar might be able to come back. So the quicker she's able to work her way back in, the better and better they can get. I want them to also let Brittany Griner get comfortable. Don't like try to rush her in and like just make her do too much. Let her find her own flow to the game and, you know, get back adjusted to everybody. Her spirit has been great in all the interviews that she's been doing. So I think that won't be that hard. And I think they'll make for a scary team in the playoffs. They definitely have the talent for it. I really feel like they could be one of those teams that people have to like plan for, get nervous for, like, because they can definitely be a scary playoff team. So that's them. Number 9, we have the Lynx. They went 14-22 last year, which is crazy because their team was so talented and deep and loaded, but I don't know. They missed the playoffs, and this year I feel like they should develop all of the talent that they have. They got Diamond Miller, Fisha Collier is back. It did let Demiris go. That was crazy. But they still have the people to make a playoff run. The talent is there. Like, I just don't understand what was happening. Number 10, we have the Dream. They also went 14-22. They missed the playoffs. This year, I'm kind of scared for them because they do not have a lot of depth on the inside. The top teams, they definitely have a lot of firepower on the inside in the paint. So for the Dream, I don't know. They have a lot of players, young, talented players. I think they should try to develop them a little more. They got to find something that works a little better. And I feel like they can make the playoffs, but I'll focus on developing because that's just the type of season that I believe it's going to be for them. Number 11, we have the Sparks. Last year, they were 13-23, and they missed the playoffs. I don't really know what the Sparks are doing, if I'm being honest. They did retool their roster, and they have some decent players on it, but I don't really know. Like, they're not rebuilding, but they're also not like diving in and going for it. I feel like they should try to make the playoffs, but it is really just up in the air. Like, I just don't know. And then they have players that's out. I think Katie Lou is pregnant. She's going to have her baby. So her sister joined the team. Last year, Carly was a little, so hopefully she developed and they make for a better team. But I don't really know the direction that the Sparks are going in, so I can't really give you a definite, this is what I think is going to happen. But I think they should try to make the playoffs. But if not, after this year, I feel like they should like just fully like just blow it up, start over, rebuild, and get themselves together and turn it back around because a while ago, they were once the dominant team. So, hey, who knows? And last but not least, we have the Fever, who were 5-31 last year. Of course, they missed the playoffs. With the Fever, I just don't know. Like, I feel like they have a very young team, which works well for them because all they really have to do is focus on developing. Develop. Like, try to get Aaliyah Boston to play at her best. Nalasia Smith, try to get her to play at her best. Lexi Hall, try to get her to play at her best. Try to see what works. Like, if I were the Fever, I would experiment and I would throw everything out there and see what sticks. And whatever sticks, I would like just try to work it. And even when I find something that works and sticks, I would still like try to find something else because I feel like they're very young. They have the potential to one day become one of the top teams in the league, but I don't feel like that's what's going to happen this year. I love them. Aaliyah Boston, I'm a South Carolina Gamecock fan, like, of course. And I feel like they should just try to work to see what would stick. And try to like begin to find somewhat of a winning culture. I feel like they just been losing lately, and that's just defeating, like, to just continue to lose like that. So I feel like they definitely should try to win some games, find something that works, stay in games, continue to fight, scrap and claw by any means necessary to stay in these games and not just roll over and like lose, because they have been losing for a while and that's not good. Free agents don't want to come to a team that's continuously losing the way that they have been losing. And they aren't losers. They just have to piece it together. They're young. They just have to grow. And that's what I feel about the Fever. So that is what I think about this season. I think that it'll be a great season. I am sad about all the players being waived. It's kind of crazy, which brings back the whole topic of expansion. It's time. It's been time. And if at this point, what are you scared of? There's so much talent out there, and there's so many fans that are leaving the game because they're players that they have been watching the whole time they're being in college. They're being drafted and then not having a spot to stay in. Like, that's crazy to me. I feel like you should lower the draft to maybe 2 rounds, because it just builds up anticipation and then a letdown, and then it just deters the fans that, you know, these players have been targeted to bring. So that's a different video though. So hey, these are my expectations of the league. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm definitely gonna talk back if y'all talk to me, because I just love WNBA. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.